Hello, everybody. Zon Getsy 134 here.
And as always, I'm Average Joe Squad.
And welcome to another episode of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we look at comic books, movies, and everything in between. And we interrupt our regularly scheduled Good, the Bad, and the Wolverine to bring you Batman, The Long Halloween Part 1. Yeah, I didn't realize this was coming out that early.
I thought it didn't come out until like later this year.
Yeah, same thing.
I had the release dates mixed up with that in the second part.
Yeah, it happens. If you remember back in season 1 of Remember the Hyphen, me, Colton, and Lee looked at the graphic novel this is based on, and lo and behold, they finally are making this into a movie. Because I know that the Bruce Timm has been wanting to make this into an animated feature for like years, and they're finally doing it. And they're doing it in the Dark Knight Returns style of having it into 2 parts, so they can have a budget for both halves and not have to compress it into 70 to 85 minutes. So yeah, we won't go too much into plot details because,
as per the usual, if it's a new release, we want you to go watch it.
Yeah. We will probably talk a little bit about the differences between this and the book, at least part 1. We will review part 2 when it comes out. Sorry that Lee could not come with, but, you know, this is how we schedule things. We can only do so much in advance, so. But anyway, so yeah, what'd you think?
Overall, I thought, like, in comparison to the graphic novel, I really liked it. I mean, there were some changes in it that we may or may not get into that I wasn't exactly a fan of, but overall, I liked it. It kept the core elements of the book and what really made it enjoyable.
Yeah.
And just the stuff they added, I didn't think was a detriment at all.
No, I didn't think so either. That's basically my thought process. The only things I really didn't care for, like you said, were those. I also do feel sad that like we didn't get to see like like a lot of the stylizedness of the book, but I do get why they didn't do it, because it probably wouldn't translate very well to screen. Like, well, that and for one, some of the redesigns for the rogues are really bad, like Poison Ivy. But overall, I think this was really, really good. I actually think I don't even really miss that Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill were in this, because I actually think Jensen Ackles as Batman and Troy Baker as Joker actually do a really good job of kind of being those characters for like a younger age of these characters. I actually thought Jensen Ackles did a really good job as Batman.
Yeah, so did I. I was actually really, really impressed by his portrayal of Bruce.
Yeah, granted, I still prefer him as Red Hood, but he did a really, really good job. If I were to get anyone, I would say Matt Mercer, just because I liked him as Hourman. I think he would do really good as Batman. Then or just have Troy do both, because he did do both at one, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just have him do both? Probably save you money, but yeah, no. Overall, I do think this is solid. If you don't feel like reading the graphic novel, this is not too bad. That might change when we get to part 2, if part 2 is radically different. But overall, I think it was really, really solid. So yeah, you know, okay, so we're probably going to go into spoilers here, because we're going to talk about some of the changes we didn't like, or just stuff we did like. Yeah, we'll start with stuff we did like real quick. So yeah, here's your warning. 3, 2, 1, we're going to be going into spoilers. So, one thing I did really like is I actually really like that they use the more animated series Catwoman design instead of the 90s one. I know a lot of people like that, but
this one I feel like it was more. It fit in with the art style a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people were like kind of upset they didn't keep that like that weird looking art style from the graphic novel that was like while being really, really unique. I just don't know how much that would have translated well and like looked good.
Yeah, exactly. Well then, like, I don't really care for the 90s Catwoman look, just because like I hate how it's basically just like a body condom, more or less, like to the point where like it forms perfectly around her boobs and separates them, so like she has like boob socks on that outfit. But here I like it because it looks like the animated series outfit, like to the point where it even has like the cat face around the actual mask. The only thing really it's missing is her gold belt, but otherwise I think it just looks better and gives it its own look. But yeah, I do think that it's a shame that they didn't do the animation style, but at the same time, like, I'm glad we went with like a more traditional Ivy, a more traditional like Joker. Like they didn't radically change them like some of them get changed in the book. Although I will be really disappointed if we don't get the sweet fucking scene of Scarecrow on a fucking horse just fucking riding off like he's fucking the Headless Horseman or some shit. I also really liked I really like some of the extensions of some of the other villains in this. Like I liked we got to see Batman fight the Chinese mob of Gotham in order to get the one guy because he thinks that he was the one who rigged the bomb. And
Yeah. The fight scene with that was really well done.
yeah, that was some really good stuff. I also kind of like that they explain why Batman's having a hard time with this case because this is like he's a younger but less experienced detective. So like he does stuff like he like
I didn't think the Batman would need to be the world's greatest detective.
Yeah. Which I'm like,
oh, buckle up,
but
buckaroo.
Baru, because you're in for not only a long Halloween, a long career. I did love what he does like Jack Bauer interrogation techniques where like the one dude gets shot through the leg, so he starts punching the wound. I'm like, holy shit, Batman.
I was like looking away at that. I was like, oh fuck, that hurts.
No, otherwise I think this was really fun. I actually like that they give Catwoman a bit more to do instead of just kind of showing up randomly like she does in the book.
Yeah.
Like she's the one that leads Batman and Harvey to the Romans like money bank and stuff like that, and like they really actually more integrate her into it instead of just being like, why is Catwoman doing all this? And because I actually think that they're going to give a little bit into the Dark Victory book, like to show that like Catwoman was there because she wants to know if the Roman really is her dad.
Yeah.
Which I actually kind of think is a little bit better, just because like otherwise like it goes nowhere with Catwoman in this book. That's like one of my bigger disappointments with the Long Halloween is just that like they have Catwoman in there, she's doing stuff, but like it never gets finished. Though you have to read Dark Victory and Catwoman went in Rome in order to get that. I think here they're actually at least gonna just state the Catwoman might have been the daughter of the Roman. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now on to like the weird changes I just didn't care for. I really don't like the way they portray Gilda in this. Like she's chain smoking and like drinking, and like her and Harvey's marriage is falling apart a little bit more. Because it seemed like to me like that their marriage wasn't really that different or like that strained in the book.
Yeah.
Like it seemed here like a lot more strained than it was in the book.
Cameo from my mom and dad in the background.
Colton's parents, ladies and gentlemen. Like that was really weird to me because like I think that they really it kind of makes me worry for like how the ending's gonna go, that they're almost gonna like have it that they really want to shove in that Gilda is the holiday killer. Whereas,
which I think would ruin. I think that especially would ruin the plot twist that it was in the book.
Yeah, because like that doesn't really work for me. I also don't like the fact we keep getting actual like close-ups of the holiday killer. Because like he looks like the Shadow, which I'm like,
who knows
what evil lurks in the heart of men? The Shadow knows. Like that, and the fact that like I think they clearly want him to look like Harvey in those shots, and I'm like.
Yeah, I'm like, you're ruining the fucking twist.
You're not supposed to know what he looks like. You couldn't have hit him in shadow a bit more? But like that, the fact that like they keep like they did the thing where like Harvey's in the hospital and we only see half his face, despite the fact he doesn't become Two-Face until like when he puts Sal Maroni on the stand. I know that's not happening yet. I actually hate when they do that with Two-Face, where they're like, oh, looks like he got hurt. Do you think his face is
I'm
scarred?
just like, fuck you. We get it. He's Two-Face. We're not fucking stupid.
And this was one you kind of brought up when we were talking about the coin. If you want to bring that up real quick.
Yeah, the coin's the double-sided coin that Harvey has. He gets it from Batman in this, which is kind of weird because the whole point of it is that it's from his dad.
Yeah, like his dad was crazy to kind of hint that like
runs in the family.
Yeah, and also to be a little bit more to make Harvey look like a suspect. But yeah, here it's just kind of comes off as just, oh, Batman gave me this coin. So I guess when he becomes Two-Face, he's like, I'm gonna fuck with Batman, so I'm gonna scar one side. Yeah, that was really weird. I also really hated the ending of this part, where after battling with Joker on the plane, like you know, he goes to try and confront Alberto on the boat, and Alberto's talking with Selena, and there's some weird things there, like where Alberto talks about how he was with a woman that like his father didn't approve of, and I think like it's kind of trying to imply that like Selena is Alberto's daughter, which I could be wrong in that.
Which I don't think they're gonna go for that because he's way too young. There's no way that would make sense.
No, I agree. It just felt off to me just because of the way like they were presenting it. So that was probably on me. But like, then when Batman shows up, Selena looks at Batman and goes, "Bruce," and I'm like, why?
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
No,
I don't know what idiot at DC decided that was an okay. That was fucking stupid.
No, I'm like seriously. Like, Selena, like you don't just reveal a bro's secret identity.
Well, they're young and inexperienced. I'm like, shut up. That's not an excuse. That is that is literally an excuse for piss poor writing.
Like, you could have done something way better there. You could have just had her like be like and stumble and then go Batman, like Batman, like because especially because like they had that whole scene where like Selena was like, we can't really be together because you're Batman and you just won't tell me you're Batman.
Yeah.
And I want a fucking costume. Because honestly, I want to fuck you on a rooftop in the costume on top of a bed of diamonds that I stole. We just can't do that because you won't tell me you're Batman.
I'm just wondering who the hell at DC said that was okay.
No, that like that one actually pissed me off. Then how how much they try to cover that Alberto's not coming back in the second part by showing him getting like ripped apart by the boat rudders. I'm like, yeah, I really believe Alberto's dead if I've read this book. Like, that shit was so dumb. And granted, I actually kind of like the fact that we got to see Batman actually chase Holiday, because, like, in the books, I don't think he ever runs into Holiday in the book. He only ever gets to the crime scenes. You never see him actually interact with Holiday. So that was kind of one of the other things, like with the book, is that you never, like, he never, like chases Holiday or anything like that. It's just Holiday murders someone because Batman's dealing with some other shit. But yeah, then they don't show the wedding of the Roman's nephew Johnny Vitti. Like, we only get the part where Batman says he believes in Gotham City, and then they go into like a credits montage of shit leading up to the Halloween that year. Despite the fact that like the long Halloween starts with him like the wedding, and he dances with Selena, which means we get that torn out. We don't get to see the part where Harvey's like, you know, writing down everyone in the mob's like license plates because he's wanting to like find dirt on the Roman. Like, and then it means we have to wait a little bit longer for Batman, unlike in the book. But otherwise, like, yeah, those are some really annoying changes for me. Do you have any changes you want to talk about?
Like I said, you really nailed the ones that I was kind of annoyed with.
Yeah, like, because otherwise, it really is pretty much the book. Although I love that scene where Batman and Gordon are interrogating the leader of the Chinese mafia, and Batman's the fucking bad cop. And he's like, "Oh, you're the bad cop, huh?"
Guy's got some balls to be fucking.
No, I'm like, bro, do you not remember when he was punching you in the leg with the bullet? Like, I wouldn't fuck with Batman. I also kind of find it sad we didn't get to see, like, every time like the Holiday Killer kills someone, it goes into black and white. Like of all the things I would actually like that, where like it's in black and white except for like the blood and the Holiday item.
Yeah.
I also really like whoever they got for Counterman, because he sounds creepy as fuck. He's just walking around and all those numbers.
He's like got like a Hannibal Lecter vibe going on.
Which, I mean, granted, that's what he's like the modernization of Holiday Killer is based on. But like that, and I love that only now they're realizing that Joker's gotten escape from Arkham, because the cop's like, please, he said he'd hurt my family if I didn't agree to help him. I'm sorry. I'm like, what could he do? He's in Arkham. And granted, knowing the joke, I actually kind of feel like that they were ripping that straight from the Killing Joke. You know, like that scene where he talks to Joker. It turns out it's just a dude in Joker paint.
Yeah.
That I love how he has to, in order to get out of Arkham, Batman uses the fucking grapnel gun to fly out of there. Like, I got no time for stairs. So he just fucking glides. I'm like, that's unnecessary, but all right.
Looks stylistic as fuck.
You did look stylistic as fuck. I will give you that. because we also have to bring up the fact that little Barbara Gordon's in this with her brother James in the beginning, where she's wearing her dad's
little serial killer junior.
No, but I actually like that little Barbara wants to go as a cop like her dad, and she's all dressed up in her dad's clothes. It's clearly like too big for her, so she's like,
yeah.
I was like, aw, and they even gave her little freckles, which I'm like, aw. And then of course it's completely ruined by the fact that poor Gordon has to go to the bat signal because a mob boss got fucking axed. Also, what do you think of Troy Baker's performance as Joker?
It's pretty good. Like there are times it's really, really close, I feel, to the classic Mark Hamill voice. But it's not like, it doesn't come off like he's trying to rip off Hamill.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to homage Hamill.
Yeah, he homages him, but he also kind of keeps his own style to it, which I really like.
Yeah.
I think it works really well.
Like, my favorite scene is when that one mobster is just fucking trying to shoot him. And he's just like sliding down the stairs and shit. And they shoot out the glass and he just fucking backflips out the window. I was like, damn, this Joker's really fun. It said they couldn't do it, but they left out the part where when Joker goes to Dent's the Dent's house, that he instead of decorating the tree, he's supposed to be trying to steal the tree because like he's quoting The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. I'm really sad they couldn't do it. That's like one of my favorite parts in Long Halloween is when Dent sees Joker with his tree and he's like, "No, you see, my boy, my dear, this one light bulb is out, so I'll have to take it back to my shop." And Dent's like, "Get the fuck out of my house." No, I really liked Baker's performance as Joker. He was really fun in this. Like the part where he's like, the plane fight with him and Batman was really well good. I wish they could have brought the deadweight joke in, but I do love when he's like, he tries to release the gas and he forgot to take the safety off, so he pulls out the user's manual and he's just like, "Oh, the safety." That part was really funny. I really enjoyed that. Overall, what would you rate this part?
So far, I'm gonna give it a pretty solid 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna have to take points off for that whole thing with Selena at the end of it because that was that fucking annoying to me.
No, that really was. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10 too.
But other than that, solid.
Yeah,
solid so far. I'm looking forward to the second part.
Which come back next month when we review that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all we really want to say for this one. We've got more Good, the Bad, and Wolverine coming along. We're just got a couple more weeks of that left, and then we're going to be moving on to some...
the month of America's ass. Cap month.
We might just call that the month of
America's ass.
But, anyway, guys, I think that wraps up for this one. Get it now. It's in stores. Unless you're one of those people that wants to wait for the 2-pack, which I can't really blame you, because if not for the fact that we're reviewing this, I might have waited for the 2-pack, but this is still pretty good. It comes with some really lame episodes of Batman the Animated Series.
And by lame, we mean like they're good, but in comparison to some other choice episodes of TAS, they were kind of lame.
Yeah, it's Christmas with the Joker and Never Too Late, which I love those episodes, but those aren't exactly the ones I go back to when I pop my DVD set in.
Yeah.
There's also one about a short about this World War II team on Dinosaur Island, but I didn't watch that. I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't care. But yeah, no. If you guys want, this is in stores now. You can find it pretty easily. But otherwise, guys, I'm Zongetsu 134,
and I'm Average Joe Squad.
And as always, we ask you,
remember the hyphen
and take care.